It was supposed to be a simple dare. 4 friends, Eli, Marissa, Connor and Kayla, were urban explorers with a YouTube channel that specialised in creepy places. They had already been through ghost towns, derelict factories and crumbling schools, but Greystone was different. Locals claimed the hospital had been shut down after the night of the last patient, when an entire surgical team and their patient vanished during an operation. Only the faint sound of the heart monitor remained, beeping until the power went out. The group ignored the rumours. Cameras ready, flashlights in hand, they crossed the iron gates just after midnight. The moment they stepped inside, the smell hit them, a stale mixture of mildew, rust, and something faintly metallic. Dust drifted in their flashlight beams like tiny insects frozen mid-air. Wheelchairs lay overturned. The reception desk was covered in brittle folders, patient names faded to smudges. Above them, fluorescent lights hung by wires like nooses. Connor's camera picked up something odd, a faint green glow down a long hallway. Everyone thought it was just the exit sign, until it blinked, once, like an eye. Following the glow, they reached the surgery wing. Peeling green paint covered the walls, curling at the edges like burnt paper. Surgical tables were left mid-preparation, instruments neatly lined as though waiting for their next patient. Kayla found an old intercom panel and pressed a button. Nothing. Then, suddenly every flashlight dimmed at once. The air grew heavy the way it does before a thunderstorm. From somewhere deep in the building came the slow, deliberate clink of metal on metal. Against Marissa's protests, they split up to cover more ground. Eli and Kayla took the upper floors, while Marissa and Connor explored the basement. Upstairs, Eli swore he saw movement through a set of glass double doors. Someone lying on a table, under a yellowed sheet, chest rising and falling. When he tried to push through, the door wouldn't budge. The patient's head slowly turned toward him. And the lights went out. Downstairs, Marissa and Connor found the morgue. Drawers hung open, some empty, some with shapes under thick, stained tarps. In the corner, a single heart monitor sat on a gurney, unplugged, yet beeping. Each beep was slower than the last. A loud crash shook the building. The 4 regrouped in the central hallway. Connor was pale. Every corridor seemed longer than before, looping back into places they had just left. Footsteps echoed from behind them, slow but relentless. The intercom came on again. All the lights flickered and went out. In the pitch black, something brushed past Marissa's arm. She screamed. The beam of Connor's flashlight caught a tall, shadowy figure standing just at the edge of the light. It tilted its head like it was studying them before stepping forward. They ran toward the main entrance, but the doors were chained shut from the inside. The figure's footsteps grew louder, metal dragging across the floor. Kayla turned her camera toward the sound, only to find the figure right behind Eli, its hands stretching toward his neck. Her scream was cut short as the intercom boomed again. "Patient is ready." The figure grabbed Eli, dragging him into the surgery wing. The others followed, bursting into an operating room that hadn't been there before, sterile, spotless, and blindingly white. A surgical team in blood-stained masks stood around the table. The patient on the table was Eli. His eyes darted wildly, but he couldn't move. One of the masked surgeons turned toward the group, voice deep and guttural. "We've been waiting for you." The footage ends abruptly there. 2 days later, police found Connor's camera just inside the gates of Greystone Hospital. There was no sign of the 4 friends. The final frame showed the operating table, now empty, yet the sheet still rose and fell, as though something beneath it was breathing. And faintly in the background, the heart monitor still beeped.